Welcome back, everybody. We're here to pull cards for July the 19th. I am going to be pulling one card for overall energy and then 12 more cards, one for each sign, and we'll see how the overall energy and the individual sign cards play out and interact together. All right, so overall energy card, let's jump in and get started. We have the Queen of Swords showing up here. Queen of Swords can talk about personality, behaviors, characteristics that you are exhibiting today, and in some cases it can also talk about, or maybe I should say instead, talk about somebody that you are interacting with. So, personality, Queen of Swords, this is somebody who they like to think things through. They're very logical. Once they make a decision about something, they can act very quickly. They don't necessarily always make a decision quickly, but once they've made the decision, they act quickly. This is somebody who can be very sharp-tongued, very quick-witted, highly intellectual. This is somebody who enjoys a good conversation and may even enjoy a good debate. They are very good at getting their ideas across whenever they're communicating. And they're also, usually our Queen of Swords is somebody who has been through some type of tragedy, and that tragedy has taken off some of the soft edges. So a Queen of Swords is somebody who generally can see a lie from about 3 miles away. You don't want to bullshit this person. It's not going to work well. All right. What else do you need to know about this person? I think that's about it. All right. Let's look at the card for Aries. What we have coming up here is the Ten of Wands. Aries, with this Queen of Swords and the Ten of Wands, I think that you have put your thinking cap on, you've strategized something, and you are doing what it takes, picking up that responsibility for what needs to happen to get something done, along with that strategy that you've come up with our Queen of Wands in the overall energy. Taurus, or excuse me, Queen of Swords. Sorry about that, Aries. You guys are the Wands. Okay, so Taurus, Four of Wands, showing up in reverse with the Queen of Swords in the overall. Taurus, I think a lot of you are going to be away from home, taking care of some kind of business, whether this is taking care of business as in helping a family member, or this is on a business trip for the people who pay you for your services. But there's something that you're doing, you're taking care of business, and you're doing it away from home. You're not doing it at home today. Gemini, Seven of Wands showing up in reverse along with the Queen of Swords in the overall. This just means, Geminis, that you are letting your guard down. So maybe you're maybe you're sharing some information with somebody that you normally would not share with a Queen of Swords type personality. And if you didn't catch the intro where we talked about that beginning card, you may want to scroll back and find out what that personality is like, so you'll know how to recognize this person in your day. But letting down your guard or letting down some boundaries having to do with this person. Next up, we're looking at Cancers. Knight of Wands showing up with the Queen of Swords. Knight of Wands in reverse, though. Ooh, 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 ooh. Ooh, 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 ooh. This is really interesting. How is this playing out for them? And this is for Cancers. Huh. Okay. Knight of Wands in reverse. Cancers, I think that right now you're having a real difficult time today deciding what you actually want to commit to. And this may not even be any kind of heavy commitment, you know, but as far as making any plans, like, do you want to commit to meeting somebody for a telephone appointment at 3 o'clock on the phone so that you can talk about life insurance. Yeah, I'll say I'll be there, and then, but something more important comes up or something more interesting comes up. Something comes up, and next thing you know, we're chasing the next bright, shiny thing, and we're not showing up for that appointment. So it doesn't even have to be that it's hard to get you pinned down for a big deal type of commitment. We're not talking about, like even a mortgage or a car loan or an engagement to another person or anything like that. I feel like this is something just really light, but I feel like you really don't want to make a commitment or make an agreement to really do anything right now. I think you're kind of in a mode of, you know what, I want to see if something else comes up. I want to see if something better comes up. And it looks to me like um, with this Queen of Swords, I think there's somebody in your life who is trying to take care of some kind of business or trying to handle things in a logical, sane way. They're trying to, put down, okay, so we're going to talk about this at such and such a time or after dinner or whatever. They're trying to get you to commit to at least just have a conversation about something. And I feel like you're just like, I might be doing something else then. I don't want to put myself in a box that way. And so I think this is an interaction that you're having with somebody who's trying to basically trying to think things out and figure out what makes sense. They may even be trying to take care of business. This could be some type of business appointment that, you're just not all in. You're not all present for, you know. Not in a, and I'm not saying it in a judgy type of way. I'm just saying I don't think you're ready. You're not in a place where you really want to commit. And if you do commit, chances are you're not going to show up. And that's why you don't want to commit. All right? Interesting. So look at that, guys. We had 4 Wands cards for our first 4 signs right off the bat. Huh. All right. Let's move on now. Let's look at Leo, Leo, Leo. Okay, so Leo, 4 of Pentacles showing up in reverse. Okay, so Leos, you guys could be pulling some money out of savings for a very logical reason, for a reason that makes a lot of sense. Or you could be taking something else that you had stashed away and pulling it out right now. But whatever's going on, I think you're doing it for a very logical reason. It makes sense. It may not be a reason that you like you may not like pulling money out of savings, but at the same time, for some of you, it is going to be something that you like. It's going to be something that you already planned for some of you. For a lot of you, actually. So pulling money out of stash or out of savings, for a lot of you, for something that you were planning on pulling money out of to take care of. For others of you, you're just pulling out because it makes sense. There's no other alternative solution that's as good for whatever your situation is that has you pulling the money out. All right, let's look at Virgo. Virgo, Virgo, Virgo. Empress showing up in reverse. So Virgos, I think that you are wanting to create something new outside the box, something that is going to be highly beneficial, maybe not only to you, but maybe also other people as well. And with this Queen of Swords coming up in the overall energy, I think you're being very intentional about it. You're making a plan, you're making a strategy, and you're following through on that plan or strategy. Next up, let's look at Libra. 6 of Wands showing up for those of you who have Libra placements, those of us, I should say. So Libra, what's going on here with the Queen of Swords and the 6 of Wands? Libras, I do think that you've got somebody with a Queen of Swords type personality, and if you didn't hear it in the beginning, you can always scroll back to the very beginning to hear what that is. But somebody with a Queen of Swords type personality who is letting you know that they appreciate something that you have done, accomplished, or have worked on. Whoop, whoop. Scorpios. High Priestess showing up in reverse. Did we not have this yesterday? I'm pretty sure we had it recently. High Priestess in reverse just means we are profoundly confused. Profoundly confused. And why are we profoundly confused? What does this have to do with our Queen of Swords? I think we're interacting with somebody who has a Queen of Swords type personality, and it feels to me like they've said one thing and then they've thought about it some more, and now they've sort of changed their mind, and so they're going in a whole different direction, and I think that throws us off and confuses us. I don't know about the rest of y'all. I have 4 planets in Scorpio, and I can tell you I'm a plan girl. If you're going to mess with my plan, don't expect me to just catch up right away. You got to give me like 5 minutes warning and say, by the way, we're going to do this different. That way I can catch my breath again before I can move forward with you. And that may be what's going on with that profound confusion, is when this person changes their mind, then all of a sudden we're just like, what? What are we doing now? All right, so let's move on to Sagittarius. Sagittarius card is already on the table. 4 of Swords showing up in reverse. This is my breakout card. This is my breakout card. So when we've got a 4 of Swords in reverse, this basically talks about that we have spent some downtime, kind of maybe even healing, emotionally or physically. This can also talk about, taking a break from something to kind of get some perspective on it. And then when it comes in reverse, it talks about, okay, downtime is over, taking a break is over, we're ready to really move forward now. So healing, we're ready to come out of healing mode. We're ready to move into something that's more normal than what it was. Yeah, so basically it's my breakout card, my breakthrough card. So if you were taking a break from, like, say, a relationship and you wanted to sort things out, this says, okay, I've got things sorted out. I know what direction I want to go. And I think with this overall energy, I think you come out of that break time or that downtime as having a plan about how you're going to move forward. And you're ready to follow through on that plan that you've created, that strategy. All right, who's up next? Capricorn. Page of Swords with overall as the Knight of Swords. Interesting. Interesting. This is definitely some conversation that's happening here. Page is all about messages. Swords talk about words, thoughts, spoken word, written word. So this basically says, I think you're giving some kind of message to somebody. You may be sharing information with somebody that you're kind of headed in the same direction with. I think that you and this person are both heading in the same direction as far as your logic processes and as far as what your strategy is around some type of situation. And I think that you guys are really I'm hearing iron sharpens iron. I think that you guys are really throwing around different ideas to each other to see what sounds the best, not only when you hear it out loud, but also to get the other person's opinion. Next up, let's look at Aquarius. 9 of Swords with the Queen of Swords showing up in the overall. 9 of Swords is a lot of stress. With that Queen of Swords here, a lot of that stress may be coming from another person who is an advisor or a helper that we're talking to about how we want to move forward, and they're basically saying, your plan right now doesn't make sense. Well, we got to come up with a different kind of strategy. And I think that's where our stressor is coming in here for Aquarians. Next up, let's look at Pisces. Pisces, you guys have the Star showing up in reverse with overall energy of the Queen of Swords. This tells me that you have some kind of situation in your life that you were feeling very hopeful about, but I think you're digging in and you're finding more information here, and as you're looking at more information, more statistics, you're looking at the situation and you're thinking, you know what, this is not as hopeful as I thought it was. And so you're starting to realize that, there might have to be a point where you go back to the drawing board and redo some kind of strategy so that you can bring hope back into the situation again. All right. So that's what I've got for today, guys. Thank you so much for spending some of your time with me. Everyone have a fantastic day. Peace out.